See Vincent Kompany right on the edge of his technical area, all in black. Ange Postecoglou also right on the edge of his technical area as well. We're underway here in the FA Cup third round. We've got 5 FA Cup commentaries for you this weekend on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport. The first of them underway here in North London as Ramsey gets in a tackle. The ball is scissor kicked away by Porro out towards Delquar and then all the way back towards Murich. You referred to the result earlier in the campaign up at Turf Moor. Does that have any bearing on tonight at all?
Nah, not really. Different players as well, quite a few changes both sides, isn't it? Maddison and Son were instrumental in that win, weren't they? And they're not out there.
Udogie just tidies up for Spurs, goes all the way back to Vicario, all in yellow tonight. Davis, a Wales international, sweeps it square. And there is Emerson, who plays it along the back line as well. There's one towering main home end away to our right, which is the main Spurs end. It's got safe standing right at the back of it. You can see a tour of this ground. We've got it on our social media on X, at BBC Lanc Sport. You can see from pitch side inside the tunnel and the technical area as well. This ball's just nodded out of touch on this near side. The Claret supporters tucked into a corner of the ground on the opposite side, and it's Spurs who get the ball back into midfield towards Emerson. Assesses his options and allowed to progress. It's worked wide. Kulusevski, the Swede, goes back towards Emerson again. Meeting of 2 former FA Cup winners, of course. Burnley winning the FA Cup in 1914. Spurs winning this 8 times. The last time back in 1991. I think quite a few people remember that one, the one with Paul Gascoigne getting injured against Nottingham Forest.
I thought, do you know what? I thought, did we win it in the 60s, Burnley? Us, no? Here
comes Spurs again. It's clipped into the penalty area, cleared away. Udogie on the left into the penalty area, goes down. Will we get a VAR check? We do have VAR tonight. Johnson also tackled inside the penalty area. 2 Spurs players have gone down, Udogie and also Johnson, both going down. We'll wait to see whether or not there is going to be any VAR review. Here comes Burnley down the left with Odobert, worked wide left for Taylor, digs across towards the penalty area. It's going to come back towards Zarori, who fires that into the stand away to our right. But it's a big night for him, Glenn, as Andy was talking about before. That's possibly the standout bit of team news, isn't it? Zarori back in the team.
Yeah, early chance, well, on his left foot, every right. Here we go. We've got the monitors in front of us, so we're going to get a look. Oh, that's a clip on the foot there, you know. There is...
They are
not
checking
sure whether you can give it, but I don't know. It's a clip on the foot.
The VAR check is ongoing. It looks like it is for the tackle on Udogie. And having been on the wrong end of a few VAR decisions already this season, could be a big moment early in this FA Cup tie. No foul is the decision. And Burnley survive. But just for a moment, Glenn, you were a little bit worried.
A bit worried, yeah. That's one of them, right? Now, if that's on the halfway line, you might have got a foul there.
Foster on for Amdouni, but it's going to be picked off at the back by Spurs. Into midfield, but it's intercepted by the Clarets again. Foster edge of the penalty area. Works it wide right for Zarori. Tries to use his tricky feet, but miscontrols it slightly, and it's eventually gone behind for a goal kick, which Vicario will take.
Yeah, it is interesting as well, Ross, that we saw Zarori do so much good work on the left wing though, didn't we? But he's gone with Odobert, the manager, or Murich just does enough, but he's gone with Odobert on the left and Zarori on the right, which might not necessarily suit him.
Taylor down the left hand side, plays it forward looking for Foster. Foster fouled his man according to the referee. I think it was Davis who went over. There will be a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area, taken quickly.
Yeah, he's just cut him off, hasn't he? Got in front of Foster, and Little shove in the back, but both sides really good start from both sides. I think we're going to get an attacking game, Ross, aren't we?
Johnson lays it back down the line. Johnson, of course, the son of a former Burnley loanee, and David Johnson.
Yeah, I played with John Owe's dad. Know him well.
Long ball forward looking for Johnson into the penalty area left side for Tottenham. Tries to get half a yard, still going. Brennan Johnson goes towards the byline, and it's smuggled behind for a corner, but he's so difficult to get off the ball. He's full of pace, full of trickery, and in the end it's smuggled nervously behind.
You always say, what's his attributes like his dad, and the one thing that stands out is the pace, doesn't it? That's what his dad was like. The ball's over the top, he could get onto it, and it was O'Shea there doing well just to put him off getting the blocking, but it is a corner.
5 minutes gone, 0-0 here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport. Corner for Tottenham. It's deep towards the far post, but far too strong, and that goes behind. See Vincent Kompany just pacing up and down the technical area. Interesting as well to see no Manuel Benson in the squad whatsoever. Certainly will be a question that we'll be asking him after the game, whether or not there's any movement about his future.
If he's 100% fit, you'd have liked to have seen him tonight, but to not even be on the bench probably doesn't look good.
Muric sends it long up towards Foster. He's beaten in the air by Emerson. It's nodded out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in to the Clarets. This stadium has been a host of quite a few different activities in the last year. Had Beyonce here, Lady Gaga. It's had an NFL football,
which is something you know I like, Ross.
Here in the football though, Odobert takes aim, and that's a parried save by Vicario. Puts it out for a throw-in. Didn't look too confident with it.
No.
He was always behind it pretty much, but made a bit more of that maybe than necessary.
Didn't he? Because it was straight at him. It was a bit pathetic, really, wasn't it? Could have caught that and juggled it, but decided to push it away. But it was positive from Odobert, wasn't it? It was similar to his position and the shot he took against Fulham.
Ball's cleared away to the edge of the penalty area. Burnley get it back. Here is Vitinho. Square ball finds Cullen, another one who's been out in the cold a little bit, so to speak. Charlie Taylor forced to go back over halfway to Muric. He sends it long, looking for the run, the pace of Zerori. Vicario comes to the edge of the penalty area and easily comes and claims. Bowls it out short to Emerson. Clarets reaching the quarter-finals last season before losing 6-0 away at Manchester City, but that was further than Spurs got. They lost to the then championship side Sheffield United in the 5th round. And Vincent Kompany talked about this being a good game. It's rather have this quality of opposition at this stage of the competition rather than going a bit further into it and being knocked out late.
I agree, Ross. Yeah, great place to come and play. Tottenham, isn't it? If you win, great. If you don't, who cares? Onto the Premier League, and we know staying up, Ross. There was a bit of talk about the media, wasn't it? They're all a bit worried, and they've every right to be. But we're still battling away, Ross. You're not down until you're down.
Here come Burnley down the left with Odobert. Back to Charlie Taylor. The noise is starting to crank up around this ground. Ramsey back to O'Shea. He's got friends and family. I was down pitch side when he was just having a chat to some of his relatives. They've come over to watch this one. Spurs playing little triangles out from the back. Davis now in the left back position for Tottenham. 0-0. You're on your home of live Lancashire football. Also Graham Liver at breakfast, of course. Emerson, square ball along the back line, finds Davis. And now for the Argentine, Lo Celso. Skip forward for Richarlison. Danger here. Big chance for Tottenham, and he drags it wide, left-footed. Scuffed effort by the Spurs number 9. And he really should have tested Muric in the Burnley goal. It stays 0-0.
Yeah, just seeing if it was onside or not, and it was. That was lovely football, wasn't it? It's been an attacking game for both sides, but that was the first real piece of good football, wasn't it? The little one-touch balls, the round the corner, Bentancur at the heart of it, and Richarlison, he got put through. And he has scored a few lately, but I think it's fair to say his time at Tottenham, it hasn't really gone well.
And of course, they lost Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. It's been Son really that's been filling the gap. And here come Tottenham again with Johnson. Edge of the penalty area, goes for a curler, and that's a brilliant save by Muric, down to his left, kept it out. It looked like it was going to be nestling in that far corner, but the Burnley keeper puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, far better effort than the Richarlison effort, was it? You see what he's doing, he's cutting inside on his right foot. Oh, he's had a quick corner there, but great save from Muric, got across well.
Here comes Spurs again, another wave of the attack. Bentancur assesses his options to go short to Udogie. Now Davis. They're using the full width of the pitch. They go out to the far side to the south. So there's a lot of fluidity about the positions for some of these Spurs players. They are allowed to mix and match where they take it up. And here's Richarlison on the left wing, up against Rory. Gets a cross in. And it's going to be nervously pumped away by Odegaard. But they are an attacking side under Ange Postecoglou, and you can see that
just
already.
Look at the positions, very aggressive in the attacking formation, aren't they? Totally different to the Tottenham you sort of saw with Mourinho and Conte, more defensive shape, but starting to ask the questions now, Ross.
Here's Kulusevski down the right up against two. Spurs, plenty of white shirts forward for them, waiting in the penalty area. Bentancur back towards Emerson. The Burnley fans on that far side getting a good view of the attack from Spurs. They work it out to this near side now, and Johnson almost level with the penalty area. Back towards Davis. Comfortable in congested areas, Tottenham.
Oh yeah, the one-touch football, the round the corners, little spins.
Here's Udogie. Drives into the penalty area, left side, tries to cut it back across the face of goal. It's repelled away by Burnley, and then Cullen gets it over halfway. But they are swinging a few metaphorical blows early on here. Tottenham.
It's just at the minute you say we're on the ropes, aren't we, chasing shadows? Decent start by us, but the last 2 or 3 minutes, Tottenham gone through the gears. Look like they got an extra man.
There are a couple of other FA Cup ties taking place tonight. It's half-time between Brentford and Wolves. Brentford leading by a goal to nil. Close to half-time also in the capital. Fulham 1 up against Rotherham. But after tonight we've got 4 more FA Cup commentaries over the weekend.
I think Muric's doing the right thing there, saying no, I'm not going to play out, let's go long and try and get it up there and play in Spurs half.
Bentancur wins it in midfield for Tottenham. Johnson up against Coutinho, plays into the penalty area. Kulusevski had made the run, and Delcroix plays it out of touch. Has he played it off the Spurs man?
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah,
gets the throw.
Did well coming across there from centre back, and another dangerous break from Spurs. Bentancur again, already 3 or 4 lovely touches in the midfield.
Had to weather plenty of early pressure here, Burnley, but they have managed to keep it at 0-0. Spurs get it back again. They're monopolising possession. Yeah,
like I said, chasing shadows. Every time Spurs get it, those little triangles, you just can't get near them.
Bentancur back into Emerson. Now Davis, a centre-back, plays it wide left for Johnson. Down the line for Udogie. Level with the penalty area, it's cut back, and Burnley haven't cleared. Johnson has it, edge of the penalty area. Now Porro getting involved. Kulusevski, dangerous position just inside the area for Tottenham, takes the shot and it's deflected, it's looped up, and then there's a header that comes in from Brennan Johnson. You could always see what Kulusevski wanted to do. Very left-footed, wanted to get that shot away. He
had the overlap as well, didn't he, that he could have used, but he decided to go himself, try and get a shot off, a bit like Brennan Johnson. Oh, just nearly lost it there. Wasn't it Ramsey?
O'Shea tiptoes out of the penalty area, it's given away, and here come Tottenham again into the penalty area with Richarlison. Gets his shot on, and it's a scuffed effort again. He gets it on target this time. Had Burnley players snapping at his heels as he was trying to get the shot away. But defensively, they look far from watertight at the moment.
Yeah, O'Shea taking too long, gave it away, he got robbed, then they put Richarlison through again on his left foot. but luckily he's having an off night. If it had been sun, probably been 2-0 down by now.
Muric sends it long, diagonal out towards the far side. It's Porro tidies up, goes all the way through in the end with the help of Emerson back to Vicario.
Just for a minute I was thinking, is he going to head it back past his goalkeeper there?
You've played 15 minutes, it remains 0-0. We are expecting in the 16th minute that Tottenham are going to be putting up a picture of Harry Pittman, the 16-year-old boy and Spurs fan who was tragically stabbed to death on New Year's Eve, and the fans here are going to be paying tributes to him as the cross comes in. Muric claims.
Yeah, claimed it well. Quick throw as well.
There will be a fan-led minute's applause, which has been given the blessing by the family as well. So Tottenham paying tribute to someone who's tragically lost their life. Odebear into the penalty area, finds Amdouni, but his touch is loose. Emerson, now Kulusevski, and they play their way out of trouble very nicely. Tottenham, strong challenge in midfield from Ramsey. It's going to be picked up temporarily in the left back position by Lo Celso, and there is the picture of Harry Pittman put up on the big screen, and the whole enormous home main end gets to its feet. Round of applause. The message on the screen as well: ends knife crime. Ange Postecoglou, the Tottenham manager, also applauding, and he was asked about that in the press conference before, and said he couldn't contemplate the grief the family were going through.
Yeah. And everyone on their feet as well, Ross, around us.
Tottenham playing the ball around in midfield. Brennan Johnson, square ball, finds Bentancur, edge of the penalty area. Little backheel from Udogie. It's not been clear. Kulusevski has it just inside the box. Here's Johnson. Cuts it back towards Lo Celso, scoops one over the top, and Burnley just struggling to clear their lines at the moment, Glenn.
You just feel the goals coming, Ross, don't you? We just got to get through this period. Every time Tottenham go forward, when they play the little 3 or 4 short combination passes, we can't live with them. When they go long over the top and they get Johnson away, we're struggling to cope with that. It's just, at the minute, any time they go forward, they're ending up with a cross or a shot. Important to get through this period of play.
Spurs get it back in midfield. Skip, loose ball from him, and that's going to go all the way through to Muric. We're just looking down on some of our other commentary colleagues. Clinton Morrison, the former Republic of Ireland international, one of them. You can see a little bit of a preview video with him on our social media. Came over to our table, made a point to say to us both, do you know how good Glenn was?
He knows who's boss. Yeah, we go back a long way from our time with youngsters at Palace. I was a bit older than Clinton.
Yeah,
but he done well. Yeah, he done well for himself.
Did say he had no pace, but didn't need it.
Plenty of jokes.
Vicario for Tottenham inside his area, away to our right. Plays a short ball towards Davis. Hugo Lloris has left the club recently for Tottenham. He's heading towards the MLS. Had a farewell on the pitch recently. Here come Tottenham up towards halfway. Emerson
he shaped, didn't he, to look for the long diagonal. Now they've done it though.
Ball's worked out this near side for Johnson. 18 on the clock, remains 0-0. BBC Radio Lancashire Sport, your home of live Lancashire football. O'Shea under pressure, gets it back towards Muric, who gets his laces through it quickly. Zaroury's battling for it with Udogie. And the free kick's gone the way of the Tottenham man. Vincent Kompany's right outside of his technical area with the brightest white trainers that I've ever seen.
They are glistening. I thought that was in the back. Yeah, I think the referee let it go, didn't he?
I think even your sartorial game's gone up a notch when you go to a posh ground, Glenn.
There's no tracksuits tonight. I thought, you got to wear your best when you come in here.
I've done a few games.
We've got a few more good places. We've got the West Ham to go to, Ross, haven't we? The Olympic Stadium, Stamford Bridge is always a nice one.
I've done a few games with you this season where you've looked like you've come straight from doing a bit of painting and decorating. Long ball forward for Burnley, picked up by Cullen. Loose touch from him, and Odebear can't keep that ball in play. I don't think he just about did. Tottenham try and work it out on the right flank, but the free kick has been awarded. But they've not weathered the storm completely, but they are starting to grow into it ever so slightly.
Yeah, it was quite a promising start, was it, for both? We felt it was going to be an attacking game. Ross, it could be a bit end to end, and the first 5 minutes, that's the way it started. But since then, the last 15, it's just been all Spurs, hasn't it? They're playing some really good football, so confident, possession, like short passes, long passes, good pace to the attacks.
Bentancur in midfield. There was a foul from Cullen.
Oh, here we go.
Looking at the referee here, card is going to come out. Cullen is booked for his challenge.
He never seemed to give the free kick to me at the start. I thought, how's he not given that? He let it go on. Let's have a look on the cell. That's right through the leg. That nowhere near the ball.
Elsewhere this evening, it has reached half-time at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Rotherham 0. Here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham 0, Burnley 0. This FA Cup third round tie. Burnley have lost 5 of their 7 FA Cup ties against Spurs, most recently in 2015. Good time to change that record, and the referees coming over here. I just wonder whether or not there's any more VAR that's potentially going to get involved here for one of the challenges that came in. He was putting his hand to his ear, checking possible red card is the message that's gone up on the screen.
It wasn't a good challenge, but I wouldn't have been saying it's a red, Ross, would you? He is, they're definitely having a talk to him.
Play continues.
A few boos from the crowd, but
no red card.
I didn't think it was a good challenge, but I would have been surprised if it had been a red, but we don't know with these VAR refs, do we?
Certainly there's been a lot of talk about the Dominic Calvert-Lewin red card.
Yeah, we had that one last night, so you just don't know, Ross, with it. Like, I wouldn't have given him a red, but it wouldn't have surprised me if it had gone to VAR and they would have said, it's a red card.
Vincent Kompany is due a bit of VAR luck at some point. We were at that Forest game earlier in the season when Sanderberg went through, and it looked almost identical to the one that didn't get given at Villa for Carlos.
Yeah, we had another one I remember down at Bournemouth, Ross, where we waited about 8 minutes for the VAR for Jay Rodriguez's equaliser.
Burnley under pressure, they're trying to play the way out from the back, and Delcroix makes a bit of a mess of it.
Well, we said so often this season about set plays and how much pressure we've been under with these in-swingers, and Spurs have had 2 so far and wasted both of them, but I was interested to see how well we deal with it with Muric in goal, the difference. I'm not blaming Trafford, but so far they've taken 2 poor corners, Spurs. Let's see what they do with this one.
He's already made one really terrific save. More defending for Burnley to do now. Corner near side for Tottenham. In it goes, Muric comes and claims, and that's exactly what you want your goalkeeper to do.
Yeah. 6-yard box, command the 6-yard box. We haven't seen that enough this season.
Burnley coming into this after back-to-back defeats, most recently that painful 3-2 loss late on away at Aston Villa. 7 defeats, 1 draw, 2 wins in the last 10. That last win coming in London though, away at Fulham in mid-December. Spurs they won 3-1 at home to Bournemouth last time out. They've won 4 of their last 5. They've had a fair bit of injury issues. They're starting to get some of their players back. As Tottenham will play it forward, looking for Richarlison. It's cleared out for a throw on the far side, midway inside the Burnley half. 0-0 it remains here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport, as Spurs play one all the way through to Muric, but
just settled down, Ross, haven't we? last 5 minutes, just Spurs had 4 or 5 chances there, and we got away with it, got through it, and now the last 5 minutes just gone a bit quiet.
Is it a bit of concern in terms of the lack of chances at the other end, though?
Yeah.
Here come Tottenham. Richarlison tries to lay in Kulusevski.
Yeah, that's in the back. Poor throw by Muric though, Ross, there, was he? Just threw it out to Odebear and threw it straight to Skip, I think, or Porro, was it, on that right hand side?
Cullen was fouled by Kulusevski as Richarlison tried to play him in. Free kick inside the penalty area, way to our left. Muric takes his time over it. Long ball, Foster is the target, beaten in the air by Emerson, but it's brought down by Zerori. Here's Vitinho, just shy of halfway. 25 gone. Zerori, luminous pinky orange boots, socks pretty close to his ankles. He was such a big player in the Championship, as was Manuel Benson.
But again, it's just he doesn't look as comfortable on this right hand side.
Down the line it goes from Vitinho. Amdouni picks it up, plays Odebear in on the edge of the penalty area. What can Burnley do here? Odebear, can he get a shot away? He's crowded out. Taylor goes to the byline. Can he get a cross in? Here's Zerori for Burnley. Tried to leave it, I think, for Cullen.
I don't know what he was doing.
Goes out for a throw in, and there was 2 or 3 little moments, little glimmers there potentially that the shot could have been got away.
Maybe it's sort of that lack of confidence as well. Just like I said, hasn't been playing a lot, bit out of favour, and now he's playing on this right hand side where he did most of his damage last season on the left, didn't he?
Burnley pick it up again in midfield. Here's Charlie Taylor, swept out towards Odebear. Infield towards Cullen. Now Amdouni for Burnley. This is better. Scoop ball into the penalty area. Amdouni with a big chance, maybe. Flag has stayed down, and he puts it over the top.
And that's gone up.
In the end, the flag does go up belatedly, but not until Amdouni had put it over the top. But the approach play was very easy on the eye.
We'll have a look. He's onside as well. Oh, Ross, he's onside. And I thought he messed up at first. Look, he's well onside as well. It's a great scoop through to him, wasn't it? By Zeruri, and Amdouni has a bad touch. It takes it back away from goal, and then he has to really turn, and he's put it over the bar. What a chance that was.
Better from Burnley in this game. Been a little bit toothless so far. Tottenham have bossed the possession, but they just showed a little bit more attacking threat coming forward.
Yeah, best bit of football though, Ross, wasn't it? Just like the Richarlison chance for Spurs, where that was a great bit of play. That was our first great bit of play.
Spurs get it back left side with Johnson, drifts in field, takes the safe option, goes back over halfway towards Emerson. Laid out wide for Kulusevski. Porro gets involved. Does it ricochet off him? Looks as the assistants can be goal kick. I just wonder whether or not Burnley can play without a bit of pressure that the Premier League table brings tonight. Whether or not that has a different dynamic. You'll have been in that position where you've been in teams and you've been a little bit out of form in the league, and the position in the table has been a concern. Can they play with a bit more freedom tonight? And
in the FA Cup, there's no points at stake. It's either you win, you're through, you lose, you're out. It doesn't matter. Goal difference doesn't matter anything. You might as well go and attack, and you don't really want the draw, do you? You don't want to replay, Ross. So
here come Burnley down the right with Vitinho. Square ball finds Ramsey. Back towards Vitinho, but it's undercooked ball, and
it's a foul.
Yeah, it's the Celso gets his ankles tapped.
Just a couple of players, you can see the lack of game time, Ross, is it? Maybe a bit of a lack of confidence as well. Haven't played a lot, might not be in the best form. A few bad touches, a few sloppy passes.
Davis for Tottenham gives the ball away. Ramsey gets hold of it now. Here is Zerori, slips slightly. Lovely little feet, little drag back from him. Wide ball out towards Foster, but Foster wasn't on the end of it. But
got a player down here, the Spurs player, I think he tried to say. The Celso, doesn't it? Ramsey, he's gone up there and then he's landed on him. You can't really blame Rams. I don't think he's done it on purpose, but yeah, right on top of his leg with the studs.
Yeah, Ramsey was trying to evade the challenge with a neat bit of skill.
He's jumped in the air, he's come down to nothing, he's nowhere to go, and it's just he's trying to show the referee his leg, but like I said, there's not a lot you can do.
Approaching the half-hour mark. Remains Tottenham 0, Burnley 0. It's FA Cup third round tie. Lo Celso's back on his feet, having shown his war wounds to the referee tonight. Sam Barrett, Darren Bond is on the VAR in Stockley Park, and here come Burnley again with Cullen given away though, and Lo Celso back on his feet and getting involved. Works a diagonal out towards Kulusevski. Now Bentancur. Tottenham with Porro on the wide right, in towards Richarlison, and it's put behind in the end by Johnson. It went over the head of Richarlison. Johnson wasn't really expecting it, and he didn't really get his body shape in the way to make a clean connection.
No, he shanked it, didn't he? It's always going to be a tough chance, but lovely ball in, wasn't it, from Porro? Yeah, would they have been off maybe on the VAR, but he's had the swing with the left foot and he couldn't hit the target. You'd say with how well Tottenham have played, the one thing that has been lacking, the finishing has been pretty poor, Ross, hasn't it?
Gone all the way back towards their Spurs goalkeeper Vicario. On for Porro in the right back position. The Spaniard plays it off the legs of Odobert. Out for a throw. The atmosphere is just quieting down a little. It is one of those grounds that does really rock when the fans are going.
Comes and goes, Ross, bit sort of fits and starts. I remember when I was here last time, and similar again tonight.
It's a real money maker, this stadium. Some of the hospitality on the top deck just below us. It's got DJs and all sorts of champagne on offer. They even sell engagement packages here, Glenn, if you want to pay £300 to prepare to propose to your better half.
I remember last time I came, Ross, when I was leaving, they had the live band after as well. So don't think we'll be staying for that though, will
Spurs at the back send it all towards their goalkeeper Vicario, the Italian. On for Emerson. You can have your say tonight as well. You can give us a text 81333. Start your message with the word Lancs. We are at BBC Lancs Sport on social media. Plenty of videos. We'll have reaction from Vincent Company up there later tonight. We'll be previewing all of our local games tomorrow and Sunday as well. Lots to look forward to. Tottenham edge of the penalty area, but O'Shea gets his left foot to it, clears only as far as Emerson. Now Lo Celso works it to Porro. Kulusevski in space, edge of the box. Look for Skip. They just about keep hold of possession, Tottenham. It's a challenge that comes in on the edge of the penalty area. Referee waves that away.
Yeah, he had to get that right, Cullen, because otherwise he's off.
He's walking a bit of a tightrope now.
He's got to be careful. I give him the benefit of the doubt, Ross, there. From up here it did look like he slid in and won the ball, but again, with these Tottenham players, they're so clever, they're so quick, they've got good feet, only have to shift it, bit of a shimmy, and you catch them diving in like that, you're going to get another yellow, and then you are going to be up against it with 10 men.
Tottenham at the back with Davis, closed down by Foster. They work it over halfway. Lo Celso is challenged by Ramsey. He gets it all the way back to Muric, who's outside of his penalty area, away to our left. Cullen wide to the right, and Vitinho. Foster tries to lay it off, but his touch is loose. Picked off by Tottenham, and Skip has it now for Spurs. 33 gone, remains 0-0. Here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport as Bentancur tiptoes up towards halfway. Uruguayan onto the Argentine, Lo Celso. Here's Johnson for Tottenham, left side, tries to cut one back inside the penalty area, and again there's claret and blue shirts in the way. It's taken him a bit of a time to get into the team, Brennan Johnson, but he's having a good run now.
Yeah, it's difficult with Son playing so well, scoring the goals he was scoring. Yeah, that Maddison got off to a great start as well, didn't he? And then he got injured. So yeah, they've had a few things go wrong, Spurs. And here
come Tottenham again. Johnson tries to lay in a Dogie, and that's shepherded behind. It will be a a goal kick.
Yeah, good position. You'd say that has been sort of good for us. Has been the final ball for Spurs. They've really been lacking, haven't they? They've got in around that penalty area so many times, and final ball just hasn't been there, or the finish from Richarlison.
Muric spots the ball down for the goal kick. Yeah, Tottenham without some big players. James Maddison's had to be watching from his box with his family. Luke Littler has been a guest for him recently, the 16-year-old darts superstar.
16, come on, he's older than me, Russ.
He's undeniably, I think, the biggest darts enthusiast in the Premier League.
Yeah, he done well,
James Maddison. Tottenham over halfway with Skip, and that's loose, and played it all the way through to Muric. Burnley at the back with O'Shea. Back to Muric again, closed down by Richarlison. O'Shea down the line near side towards Vitinho inside the Burnley half. The Brazilian samba feet there, goes down, gets the free kick. But he's a player maybe that looks a better prospect going forward sometimes than he does defending Vitinho.
Yeah, well, we said before the game, we were talking about Connor Roberts, would we see him, the frustration, and yet he sort of had that right back position nailed down last season, didn't he? Had a great season, scored I think 5 goals was from the right back position, but then since he got sent off down at Bournemouth, it's been Vitinho who's pretty much been playing, and he's got the shirt at the minute.
The Claret supporters finding their voice in that corner. Back towards the official, it's gone out towards that far side. It's going to be a throw into Tottenham level with their own penalty area. 36 gone. Kulusevski back towards Porro, fizzed into the path of Skip, who gives that away.
Yeah, he just clipped it off his foot there. He knew what he was doing.
Got a nick off Ramsey, so that's going to be thrown to Tottenham. Vincent Kompany starting to get a little bit more animated.
Yeah, again, off the other way. Good feet there from Bentancur, wasn't it? And just overran it.
Yeah, really interesting interview this week we had on our social media and our evening programme as well with our colleague Dan Jewell with Vincent Kompany this week. He was also talking about Charlie Adam, of course, who's left Burnley, having been involved in the under-21s and been involved with the loans as well. Now taken over as the Fleetwood manager. Just talking about the calmness that Vincent Kompany has. Vicario under pressure and
close,
shins it away up into midfield. Spurs fans not happy. Charlie Taylor has it all halfway. Back to Delcroix. In turn works it back towards the Burnley keeper Muric. Now Zaroury finds Taylor, forced to go square, but he's been challenged by Kulusevski. Taylor gets his shirt pulled a little bit. Surely that was a foul. He wriggles away from Kulusevski. Solid character, isn't he, Charlie Taylor?
Because at first I thought he actually lost it, but then he got back well. It was a lovely turn, wasn't it, to keep the ball. That's got to be a foul.
Zaroury takes a tumble, and the referee blows for the free kick. Cullen just having a word with the referee, asking maybe for a bit more punishment.
He's just come in. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could have been a yellow. But I think it's fair to say we've probably gone long enough. I think we have weathered the storm, Ross.
Muric has come all the way out of his penalty area.
Seems like, as well, I don't know about you, we're nearly at 40 minutes. Has that flown by that? I would have said maybe 25 minutes gone.
Well, you did think it was a 7:30 kickoff.
Yeah, what do I know when it comes to time?
You were here nice and early.
Yeah, it was lucky I was.
Normally it's the food, Glenn.
It definitely is, and here as well, it's some media lounge they've got down there.
You're getting very well acquainted with the people dishing out the scran tonight.
Everyone knows me, that they
2 servings.
See me coming.
Here come Tottenham down the right. Goes out for a throw-in. Skip has the ball in his hand. It's almost level with the penalty area. Leaves it for Porro. It's going Going to take the throw right in front of those Burnley supporters. Emerson in midfield, hooks it back towards halfway, and Davis inside the centre circle for Tottenham. 5 minutes to go in the half. It remains 0-0 here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport, your home of live Lancashire football. Do have your say tonight. There's a text on 81333. Start your message with the word Lancs. On WhatsApp 0800321 333. Starting your message with the word Lancs again. Here's Rory. It's given that away to Johnson. Mistake by the Clarets. Johnson into the penalty area, tries to cut it back, and that's terrific defending by O'Shea. Helped bail out his teammate there.
Just been a few occasions, just sloppy passing, people giving it away under no pressure, and you can't afford to do that at this level. And Johnson, he's into the box again so many times. That's 5 or 6, is it? Rossi's been into that box and he's running at people, and this time it was O'Shea did well to make the block, but it is a corner.
It's near side, corner away to our left. Tottenham whip it in towards the near post. That's cleared away by Charlie Taylor, just holding his neck a little bit. Tottenham go back towards their goalkeeper Vicario, who's a long way outside of his penalty area. Lo Celso almost on halfway, pings a diagonal out towards Kulusevski. Takes a couple of touches to get it under his spell. Emerson, square for Davis. That's a loose ball from him, and the atmosphere, despite 60-odd thousand people being inside the ground, is very quiet now. I think to say credit to the Clarets for...
Yeah, done well. We got through it, didn't we? The 4 or 5 opportunities for Spurs, they should have done a lot better. Some of the football was outstanding in the first 25 minutes. But yeah, just like we said, weathered the storm and just about done enough, and had the one great chance, didn't we?
Spurs get a free kick in midfield. Skip's gone down. They want to take it quickly. Referee says the position of the free kick needs to change. Spurs have it with Udogie, closed down by Zarori. There's good press being put on Spurs by the Clarets. Amdouni was closing down Cullen as well. Johnson juggles the ball to keep it in touch near side, and they send it back towards the goalkeeper.
Well, Royale there.
This is not something we've seen for most of this half. Burnley pressing some of those players in the back line, causing mistakes. Spurs have it in midfield. 2.5 minutes to go before the break. Bentancur back towards Emerson. Along the back line it goes towards Davis. Hounded down by Lyle Foster. Up towards Richarlison, and it's going to be picked up by Foster, who slipped 1 or 2 occasions. He did so again there.
Lost out there.
Spurs get it back down the left with Udogie.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Caught by Vitinho. It's going to be a free kick to Tottenham. Look towards the referee Sam Barrett, wait to see if there's going to be anything else. I don't think there's going to be a card for that. Lo Celso is the player over this free kick. It's around about 30 yards from goal, but it's very left of centre. It's level with the corner of the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, the deliveries haven't been great on the set play so far.
Spotted down. Porro is the player who will deliver this free kick for Tottenham. Line of players in white waiting on the edge of the Burnley box. Porro swings in the ball. Muric comes and claims, and yet again plucks that out of the air.
That's nice, yeah, takes the pressure off. Again, poor delivery though by Spurs. It's like we've seen over the last couple of months' games I've been doing, the quality on the set plays against us has been outstanding, but tonight Spurs have been really off the mark.
Burnley have it in midfield with Cullen, goes down under a challenge. That will be a free kick. They wanted to take it quickly. It was Lo Celso who committed the foul. Here come the Clarets again. Zarori, edge of the penalty area, takes aim and fizzes that behind. Ambitious effort, but good to see the confidence. You see the round of applause from Vincent Kompany, happy that the Burnley man took the shot on.
Yeah, good situation though. And we've seen Zaroury, left foot, right foot, he can do it both, can't he? And it opened up for him, so every right to have a go.
Here's Foster, edge of the penalty areas, crowded out. Tottenham look to counter. Bentancur up against three players, gets a free kick.
Great skill though, Ross, wasn't it? Not sure whether he'd have got away with it, but great pirouette on the centre circle there.
Here is the Uruguayan again, up towards Richarlison. One added minute, we're into that now. Kulusevski cuts it back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Burnley do get it away. Amdouni rides two challenges, still going.
Unlucky.
Couldn't find Foster with a left-footed ball.
Yeah, needed to be further ahead of him, give him the race. Did the first part really well.
30 seconds of the stoppage time remaining, still 0-0. It's East Lancashire voices you can start to hear over our effects microphone. Tottenham with the ball at the back with Emerson. Takes his time over it. Porro pings a diagonal towards the dangerous Johnson. Takes it down for Tottenham. Good challenge by Vitinho. And that is the last action of the half. There was a counter on.
Yeah, 4 against 4, but it was only a minute. Usually you get about 6 minutes, don't you? But yeah, we did well to get through it, Ross.
Yeah, the two teams head towards the tunnel down below us. And Glenn, how do you think the mood will be for Vincent Kompany? Satisfied at that performance so far?
Yeah, I think the first 25 minutes it could have been blown away a bit. At times we couldn't get near them. The football from Spurs was outstanding. But after that 25 minutes they didn't score. They had 3 or 4 opportunities. There was some poor finishing by Richarlison, and in the end, like I said, we've done well to get through it. And even though the flag went up from the linesman, we did have the best chance of the half. So soon, if Amdouni had scored, they would have gone to VAR and they would have seen it on the monitor like we saw, that it would have been a goal. So for all Spurs, it's good play, but we have had a great chance to take the lead. Big
night for Zaroury coming back into the team. We've seen a few flickers of what he's capable of. Do you expect more from him in the second half?
Yeah, you hope so. We get into it. At times as well, you could see that he hasn't played a lot of football. Like he's touched some of the layoffs, the passing, the shooting. We know he hasn't got his shooting boots on tonight. There's been a few sighters with the left foot and the right foot. I'm still not sure as well. He is comfortable on this right hand side. Now, I did the game at Fulham a couple of weeks ago that we won, and the first half we never really had a lot of threat, Ross, and he's took Larson off at half time and been playing on the right, put Odegaard on the right. I can't remember who come on the left now, but he put Odegaard on the right. Odegaard actually scored as well once the change, so we know Odegaard, they can switch, so I would maybe have a look at that as well, see how the second half goes. But you have got that option where you can say, okay, Odegaard, you have a go on the right, and Zaroury, your more natural position on the left hand side. And just finally, VAR has been called into action a couple of times significantly in the half. Happy with those decisions? Yeah, the penalty was that shout early on, I think, was probably right, and the sending off they looked at, no, just I would have just given a yellow. So no real interference so far, which is what you want.
Yeah, all square at the break here. Tottenham 0, Burnley 0.
And we'll be back with Glenn Little and Ross Eaton for the second half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So far, so good then, really, for Burnley. Back door is firmly shut, and can they get the job done? Can they get just one goal and get that away win in the capital to get the place in the fourth round? If not, they might need a replay. We will find out in the second half, which is coming up in just under a quarter of an hour's time.
Whatever it is I've done to you, I probably deserve it. I've done some bad things.
On BBC iPlayer.
For all it hurts, you can't remember me. Maybe it's just as well.
Maybe it's time you find out who you really are.
Some things are best left buried.
Just tell me what you want!
Wherever he is, I think that he's in trouble.
We will find your man, okay?
What is it that I've done that makes me the enemy?
The Tourist.
You may not remember,
but I do.
Watch all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Have your say. Text 81333, starting your message with the word Lancs, or tweet at BBC Lancs Sport.
BBC Radio Lancashire Sport.
Yes, thanks for being with us this Friday evening. There are some other FA Cup ties that are going on this evening. Not too many, but there are some. There's an all-Premier League affair at Brentford, where it is 1-1. Wolves were down to 10 men in the 9th minute. João Gomez was sent off. Neil Maupay gave Brentford the lead. Equaliser coming in the second half. Doyle has levelled it up for Wolves. So 1-1 in that one so far. And Fulham lead Rotherham by a 1-0. Bobby Decordova-Reid with the only goal of the game. No goals at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So just about enough time to let you know exactly what's going on tomorrow here, because we got a busy old day on Matchday Live here on BBC Radio Lancashire. Let me just fill you in on exactly what's happening and when. If you would like to start early with us for the 12:30 kick-off between Fleetwood Town and Derby County, we're on air from 12:15 on 104.5 FM. Phil Gittins and Steve Eyre will bring you that game. It's available for you just in the north of the county, 104.5 FM for that. Just after 2 o'clock, we'll take the closing stages on all frequencies. We've one commentary at 3. That is Blackburn Rovers against Cambridge United at Ewood Park. I'll be alongside Kevin Gallagher for commentary on that one. All frequencies, as well as Freeview and online across the UK. And then from 5:30, you have the choice of 2 more games. It is Chelsea against Preston North End from the FA Cup third round at Stamford Bridge. Ross Eaton is staying in the capital. He'll be joined by the England C goalkeeping coach Mick Payne for that game. It's on 95.5, 103.9 FM, DAB, Freeview channel 720, and it's available online as well across the UK. And at the same time, it's Swansea against Morecambe, 5:30 start for that as well. Steve Thompson will be having a look at this one with Derek Quinn. It's available online and on 104.5 FM. Then on Sunday, we're at the City Ground for Nottingham Forest against Blackpool. Ian Chisnell and Gary Bowyer will be having a look at that one for us. We're on air from 1:45. Hope you can join us for that. So much football to come next couple of days. And before we take you back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, let's get a little transfer update, shall we, from the Preston North End manager, Ryan Lowe, who's been speaking to us ahead of that trip to Chelsea. Any sign of new faces coming in? That's what we've been asking him.
We haven't made any moves, but what I will say, we've got some in the pipeline if needed. And that might be a case of whether it's injuries come along or potentially players going out. So we'll always have options, and if, listen, we know we haven't got loads of money to go and spend, which is fine. We're up to our budget, the financial fair play, that is a big factor in that. But what we will do is we'll have something lined up in case anyone does move, and if someone does move, it'll open the door for us to bring someone in. Yeah. So you have to sell before you can bring anyone in? Not sell, we don't need to sell. I just mean in general, if I go to Peter and he goes to Craig and I say this is a must need, if it's an injury then I'm sure we'll get back to do that, but as we sit here and speak, if one goes out then we'll be allowed to bring one in. Yeah. So it's a possibility that you could get to the end of the month without any ins or outs? Or there is, but there's a possibility that we could get, because some players might want to go and play some football, which, you know, I get. If they're not in the team or in the squad, they're not playing, I get they might want to go and play some football. That's fine, as long as it's right by both parties, we'll look at it. But we've definitely got options behind the scenes of the recruitment team. We've got players that, if needed, we can get. I know you've been asked about Calvin Ramsey and his non-involvement recently. What can you tell us? First of all, has he got permission to play this weekend? He has, yeah. Yes. Has he got the opportunity to get himself back into this? Calvin's got the opportunity every day, like most players, to get back in the squad. I had a brief chat with him the other day about it, and look, he's obviously disappointed he's running around the squad because he feels he can help and get in the team. The problem he's got is we've got someone like Brad Potts, who's been one of our most outstanding performers since I've come through the door. And we've also got cover in there that can fill that void, whether it's Alan Brown, Ali McCann, if it's right wing back and right backs, the defenders can go across there. So I've got to pick a team in a squad that I feel that can help us in game, and if we need to make changes in game or from the bench. And he's just a little bit unfortunate. I think the COVID really has set him back a little bit, because the squad that we've had from then on as just being the squad more or less, with 1 or 2 changes coming in. But yeah, he's definitely available and available for selection if needed.
Is there a possibility he could be recalled, or do you not want that to happen?
Well, there's a possibility with everything in the ads. I think, you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, you look at, he's not playing enough games, and, you know, he wanted to come here and play and force his way in, which that's why we signed him, to compete with Potsy. Obviously, the injury set him back, and he played, and then COVID set him back, and now he's found himself out of the squad. But there's a possibility in everything, mate. But we'll do what's best for us and the player in that as well.
That's the North End boss, Ryan Lowe, on potential transfer incomings and outgoings. There has been an incoming at Blackburn Rovers, or 2 of them, in fact, today. They've added the Aston Villa defender Ben Christine to their team for the foreseeable, for the rest of the season. And they've also completed the signing of Yassine Ayari from Brighton and Hove Albion on loan for the rest of the season. I caught up with him a little earlier today, and he's been telling me about the move.
Really excited. I'm here to develop, to play more games, and yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
It's been a busy first half of the season for you, hasn't it? A busy year for you. This time last year joining Brighton, then Coventry and Blackburn Rovers. What's it been like in England for you in the last 12 months?
No, I've enjoyed it. Like you said, I joined Brighton last year, and yeah, I really enjoyed my time there, and went to Coventry in the beginning of this season and enjoyed my time there, and now I'm here to enjoy even more.
Yes, it was your shot that led to Coventry's goal against Blackburn back in October, wasn't it? You played as a substitute in that game, played a lot of the game actually, didn't you?
Yeah.
Could you tell by the way that Blackburn Rovers played it was a team that you felt you could do well in?
Yeah, I said it when I came, when we played against Blackburn. They dominated the game. They had more chances, more possession of the ball, and I liked the playing style, and it was tough to play against, but luckily I got my shot and then we scored. But
and beat Swedish, you will know all about the manager from his time in Sweden, won't you? Just tell us about what playing for him will be like.
No, I'm really happy. That's why I came here, because his playing style suits me really well. And like you said, I know him from Sweden when he was in Malmö. And yeah, I like his style of playing. That's why I came.
To play in the Swedish national team, you're a young player, very young player, to have played in the national team already. Will this help you play more for Sweden, to come here and hopefully play regularly? Yeah,
that's my aim. I came here because first of all, I like the play style, and then hopefully get more minutes than I did in Coventry. And yeah, we'll see how far it goes.
There's a really good record of Brighton players who come to Blackburn Rovers and do really well. There's one already here, Andy Moran, but the lads who've been before, Kadra and Van Heck, done really, really well. Have you been made aware of that there is this sort of link between the teams?
No, I haven't actually, but they told me when I came, and I'm looking forward to make the reputation go on.
The manager said you can play anywhere in midfield. If you were to tell me which is the sort of favoured role for you, which role gets the best out of you?
I think as an 8, but like the manager said, I'm used to playing all around the midfield. I've been playing all around the midfield since I was young, so it doesn't matter, but I would say 8 if I need to choose.
And involved straight away as a substitute tomorrow, I guess you'll be really keen to get on the pitch tomorrow, won't you?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that, and hopefully make my debut tomorrow.
How did Coventry go for you? Was it a good experience? Was it frustrating? How was it?
Everything is a good experience, even if it goes bad or good. I enjoyed my time with the people that was at the club, the players, really good friends now. And the thing that I liked was the playing time, and that's why I came here.
And just right now, results for Blackburn Rovers have probably hit the low part of this season. They need to get going up the division again. When you've seen the players here who you'll be working with, are you confident that this poor run of results will be pretty much over soon?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of quality players in this team. I can see it in the training just today, and I felt it when we played against Blackburn. I'm sure we're going to climb the table.
That is Yassine Ayari, who will be on the bench for Blackburn Rovers tomorrow against Cambridge.
Match Night Live.
BBC Radio Lancashire Sport.
Our first FA Cup third round tie of the round is this evening at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is 0-0 as it stands. Glenn Little's been watching it alongside Ross Heaton. I think, Glenn, one of the most surprising things of the half was that the booking for Josh Cullen was about a minute after he'd made the challenge, and then there was a foul in between that had gone against Tottenham, and the referee turned around and booked Cullen.
Yeah, he was looking at it at first. When it happened, I couldn't believe he never really gave the foul colour. I thought straight away it looked it was a bit nasty, but then he came back to it. And then the good thing is that they went to VAR. I wouldn't have given a red, Andy, but you just don't know with these VAR. Once it goes to VAR, you're in the lap of the gods. You don't know what they're going to give, but the right decision, it wasn't yellow, so yeah, you move on. But yeah, he has done that colour, he dives in at times, he makes that slide tackle, and you've got to be careful now.
I think he'll be well pleased, Glenn, so far, Vincent Kompany, won't he?
Yeah, to get through that first 25 minutes, like Spurs were really good. Some of the football, the one-touch passing, the little combination played around the corners. Johnson looked a threat. Luckily, Richarlison, like we've seen it for most of the season, he hasn't had his shooting boots on, has he? And he's probably let down Tottenham because the build-up play was really good, but their end product hasn't been good, and he's been one of the chief culprits. But in saying that, our best bit of football, it was a great chance, and Amdouni, you got to score, Andy. Big games, you're away from home. We've seen this throughout the season, haven't we? Where we don't get many chances, but there's been too many occasions where you get a great chance, you miss, and at the end of the game, we're saying it could have been different if we'd have scored. And then what's usually happened, the good thing was that Spurs never went up the other end and scored, because we've seen that a few times this season. We miss a great chance, the other team goes up there and scores, and instead of being a goal in front, you're a goal behind, and then it's an uphill struggle.
Players are pretty much ready to go again, so time to hand you over to Glenn's co-commentator this evening, who's Ross Eaton.
Burnley just coming out of the tunnel, just going through a few quick feet warm-up routines. Tottenham have been out for the last 2 or 3 minutes. The referee in the middle, Sam Barrett, who had a couple of big calls to make in that first half. VAR also getting involved. Look down to see whether or not there are going to be any changes for the Clarets at half-time, and it does look as though Jakob Brun-Larsen is one of those warming up, Glenn, so it looks like we are going to see a bit of movement. Just trying to scan across to see who's the player that's come off. I think it is Zerori that's going to be withdrawn, and it's going to be Brun-Larsen coming on.
Well, we don't know. I wouldn't say he was having a bad game. There was a few rusty touches, a few sloppy touches, but probably sums up Zerori's season. But playing in a position I don't feel is his best. Like, we saw him a lot of the season last year doing his damage on the left-hand side. He's got given a chance on the right, and he's off.
In fact, it's Lyle Foster, I think, has been withdrawn. Just looking over to the...
Amdouni, that's him on the far side. So
I think
Foster.
it's a change of boot colour. I think that's thrown me slightly in terms of that.
Yeah, didn't he have orange boots?
He did
on?
have orange boots on, and I was looking around for those orange boots, but Zerori is still on.
Yeah, and Larsen looks like he's going through the middle, Larsen. So yeah, we're not sure what happened with Foster there. Didn't really see anything. Ross, did you? Never got a knock, did he?
So Burnley going to be shooting from right to left as we look in the second half. In their traditional claret and blue, Spurs all in white. They have it with their goalkeeper Vicario. Goes out short to Emerson. Kulusevski infield for Lo Celso. Skip now for Tottenham down the right hand side. Up against Delcroix, has been dragged out of position temporarily. Porro gets involved for Tottenham to the byline, tries to whip in across and had plenty of pace on it, but it was blocked by Charlie Taylor, and Tottenham starting the half as they did in the first half.
Yeah, again, it's that quick passing, the little triangles, the little flicks and touches, and good block by Charlie Taylor.
Lo Celso sweeps it square towards Davis. Lots of the supporters inside this ground still coming back from their half-time brew. The ball's played all the way through back towards the goalkeeper Vicario. It's one back by Burnley again. Zerori gets one in towards the penalty area, but it's going to break back towards Cullen. Wide right now, but the flag has gone up. And it's going to be a free kick to Tottenham.
Good position, that from Vitinho.
Taken quickly, and here comes Brennan Johnson going through the gears. Racing into the penalty area he goes, and it's cut back towards Richarlison. And again, it's intercepted right at the last moment. He's got some real pace, Johnson.
Yeah, he has. Been a threat, but so far no end product.
Kulusevski gets it back from Richarlison just inside the penalty area, right side. His cross is deflected behind.
Early pressure.
Corner's taken quickly, and it's short. Kulusevski now inside the penalty area, right side, cuts one back towards the penalty spot. Scuff clearance, Lo Celso urged to shoot, and it's a punch away by Muric. I think he was watching it all the way.
Comfortable save, wasn't it? What have we got here? What have we got?
May have well been a offside, I think, potentially as well.
Yeah, it's come back. So, yeah, comfortable save for Muric there, the ones you want as a goalkeeper.
But everything he's done so far in this game, he's done very competently.
Yeah, I know James Trafford, they're looking at definitely the future, aren't they, with him? It could be a big boom where you sign someone, a youngster, and you could make a lot of money on him. But I thought it was a bit of a harsh one on Muric. I thought he did well last season. He was a good part of your team that won the championship in such great fashion, and to not even sort of start the season, be given an opportunity, it was a surprise. I wouldn't have said we needed a keeper, but what do I know?
Spurs have the ball back in midfield. 48 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport. Tottenham 0, Burnley 0 in this FA Cup third round. Bentancur pirouettes in midfield and works it into the path of Emerson. Kulusevski with space down the right hand side for Tottenham. Head up, dinks the ball in towards Richarlison. Richarlison gets it back, but the flag has gone up against him, and
he lost it anyway.
You can sense almost a tiny bit of dissatisfaction with him, in particular from the crowd.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, we'll come back to him.
Here's Odobert into the penalty area for Burnley, slightly over and runs it. It was really nice approach play, skipped away from Porro, but in the process just showed a bit too much of that to the Spurs defender, and it was a clearance. And here come Tottenham again down the right hand side with Kulusevski. Johnson and Skip in the middle. Kulusevski drifts in field, finds Richarlison. Blocked effort, and it comes back towards Kulusevski. Shapes to shoot on that left foot, goes for a curler, puts it behind. He's got plenty of quality, Kulusevski. You know exactly what he wants to do, and he's had a couple of sighters in this game already.
Yeah, hit it well. O'Shea, again, he knew what he was going to do. Yeah, it was sort of well wide, but again, Richarlison, it was an awful pass. You just feel he's one of these players, he's just having a nightmare, isn't he? Can't finish, he can't score. When he gets the ball, he's the one giving it away. All Spurs good passages play. Reminds me what I saw Arsenal sort of in November, where Kai Havertz went through the same thing. Arsenal played really well, and he's the one who's always letting them down.
Here comes Tottenham again with Kulusevski from the right hand side up against Taylor. Kulusevski on that left foot again, goes for his shot. It loops up in the air, and Muric takes off the head of Richarlison, who's offside anyway. Bowled out quickly.
It's game on.
Amdouni lays it out towards Aurori, as Glenn's mentioned, change of colour of boots for him. Cullen gets involved. Now Odobert from the left. Odobert up against two. Goes square. Cullen takes the shot on low, and that's always drifting off target. But he looks potentially the most likely avenue, Odobert. He's got the confidence to take on players.
He's got the pace as well, and we've seen with Johnson for Spurs. Well, that's a poor ball.
Coutinho under pressure on that far side gets a free kick.
Johnson giving the foul away. Yeah, that pace from the wide players. Odobert on our left, Johnson on Spurs' left. Always a threat when you get it. You're running at players, hard to handle, Ross.
Free kick to Burnley. 3 or 4 yards in from that far touchline. Midway into the Spurs half, I should say. Remains 0-0, but how ambitious will Burnley be in terms of putting players forward? They have got plenty of their bigger men up from the back. Delcroix and O'Shea battling. Burnley whipping a ball towards the far post. Vicario plucks that out of the air confidently. Bobs it out for Emerson. Spurs look to counter. Kulusevski gets involved. He's growing in terms of his influence on the game now, the Swede. Odebear has tracked back. It's diligent defending from him. Bentancur on for Udogie. Takes a couple of touches, edge of the penalty area, left side. Brennan Johnson finds Bentancur. Wide on the right, Kulusevski up against Taylor. Porro joins in, dangerous ball in towards the penalty area. It's headed clear, only half cleared though. Shot comes in from Bentancur and behind, but
end to end, Ross, you feel now it's they've gone in at half time. First half, okay, both sides had their moments, but now it's the gloves are off. It's just we're going for this now. It's end to end. Don't think either side want to replay, do they? Let's end the match, and the game's there to be won.
Muric taking his time over it. Long ball forward up towards Brun Larsen. It's over his head, and that goes all the way through towards Vicario. The Burnley supporters tucked into the corner on the opposite side. They're going to get a good view of any forays forward in the second half. 460-mile round trip, around about 10 hours for them to get down here. Here come the Clarets again with Amdouni looking for Odebear, but that's too short. It's intercepted by Tottenham.
Got the throw though, but yeah, got to be better there. Worked it well. That was a good break there, and Amdouni couldn't sort his feet out, and poor ball there into Odebear. Could have released him.
Throwing has gone the way of Burnley. Taylor wants to take it quickly, goes back towards Delcroix. Cullen wide this near side for Taylor. A couple of touches, just about keeps it in play. Up against two now. Spurs get it back with Bentancur in midfield. Richarlison almost onto one, but Delcroix covers that off. Needed to do so.
Couple of good blocks, wasn't it? He had the good header a couple of minutes ago from the dangerous cross, and good interception there from Delcroix.
Spurs down the right. Clip ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Lo Celso looking to get half a yard. Still Lo Celso for Tottenham. Udogie joins in now. Johnson just inside the penalty area for Tottenham. Johnson gets his shot in, and again Muric watching that all the way. Easy save for him, and it stays 0-0.
Yeah, good hands though, wasn't it? Straight at him, but managed to catch it. Didn't parry it or do anything silly. Had a good game, Muric.
He sends on forward. Brun Larsen again rises, but never likely to win any of those aerial battles against the likes of
no.
Davis and Emerson.
Just doing his best, Larsen. This is one you just got to do your best for the team. Playing up front, try and lead the line and be an option for players to receive it. Probably not played centre forward before, I wouldn't have thought.
Emerson for Tottenham. Now Kulusevski right in front of Ange Postecoglou. Tottenham playing triangles down the right hand side. Porro tries to get a cross in, but that's blocked.
Good block.
Terrifically well by Charlie Taylor. Throw-ins taken quickly towards Kulusevski. It's a couple of step overs from the Spurs man. Might be able to get a shot in. Lays it square, but again the move breaks down.
Overdone it. Crowd.
A few moans and groans.
Yeah, crowd just starting to get a bit frustrated, aren't they? Feel they should have done a bit better. They've had plenty of attacks, Spurs, haven't they? But the end product's been really poor.
Tottenham again give the ball away on the edge of the penalty area. Amdouni slips. So many players slipping over tonight.
Maybe
that was a promising position.
Zaroury, maybe is that why he changed?
Tottenham down the right with Porro. Whipped ball in. Johnson volleys one into the ground, and it's going to go behind. He was picked out, and he puts his hands on his face in frustration.
Yeah, he had one in the first half on his left foot that he shanked. This was on his more favoured right foot, and he tries. Needed to be Paolo Di Canio to pull that one out the bag.
Just before that effort from Johnson, we were starting just hear a few murmurs of discontent from the Tottenham fans. The tickets here are an absolute fortune, and I think that sometimes plays into the atmosphere in terms of how demanding people are. They expect to be entertained for the money that they're having to pay. Taylor, lovely little back heel, finds Cullen in midfield. Brune Larsen gets one on the deck, which is far more comfortable for him. Down the left side for Burnley. Tries to work it in field, but it's going to come back for Cullen. Amdouni. The referee's blown for the offside. The flag's gone up.
That was a long time ago. That was. Who was that on? Was that against Cullen?
Spurs bring the ball out from the back with Emerson. Elsewhere in the FA Cup, it's finished all square between Brentford and Wolves. That finished 1-1. We're late in the game at Craven Cottage. Fulham leading Rotherham by 1-0. Here 0-0. And Burnley get it back in midfield. Cullen, was he fouled? Yes. In midfield, it's going to be a free kick. But you just wonder whether or not Burnley can be ruthless, can be clinical when that chance comes along. They haven't been so far.
No, they're just that one shot. We've got another sub here.
Josh Brownhill is the player coming on. Odobert comes off, and we are going to see Heel coming on as well. And he replaces Lo Celso. So Heel comes on.
And then for a minute there I'm thinking to Rory, look, now he has switched. He's just saying to Vincent Kompany, now he has come on to the more natural left-hand side. It's where we see him do so well last season.
Amdouni wins a header. It's going to drop near side for Zaroury. Taylor has it, closed down by Skip, one of the homegrown players here. Taylor goes towards the corner flag near side, tries to win a corner but gets the throw instead. Cullen works the ball back towards Delcroix. Down the line for Taylor. Back towards Delcroix on halfway for Burnley. Almost at the hour mark here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport, your home of live Lancashire football, and Graham Liver at breakfast. And as the Clarets in possession with Amdouni, worked wide for Vitinho, up against Heel. Now Brownhill gets involved. Muric, ball up towards Brune Larsen. Amdouni on for Cullen.
One there, hasn't he? Been a few fouls. He hasn't pulled out the yellow card for some of the Spurs players. Been a few now, Niggles, hasn't there?
Not skip on Amdouni.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, look, that's right on the foot. That could have been a yellow.
Again, it's one of those situations though, you slow anything down and it does not work to look worse, but I completely take your point.
On top of the foot,
yeah,
a bit of a rake.
That could have been a yellow for sure. Here come Burnley down the left with Zaroury up against Porro. Bit of twinkle toes from him. Tries to dig out a cross, it's too strong and it goes behind, and that's a real waste. Vicario wanted to take the goal kick quickly. Vincent Kompany coming towards his bench as well. I just wonder whether or not there's going to be any other changes.
You have got plenty of options still, haven't you? Just Spurs have just gone off the boil a bit here last couple of minutes.
Here come Burnley again with Brownhill, but he plays it out a touch away from Cullen. They are growing into this a little bit.
Definitely a game to be won. It's just like you said, have we got enough in us, that quality to take an opportunity, create a chance and take an opportunity. But look at that though, that's terrible from Spurs.
They play the ball out for a throw into Burnley right by the corner flag. The Clarets are due an away win at Tottenham. They've lost 10 of their last 11 away games against Spurs in all competitions. It's a 4-1 win in the League Cup in 1983. And Burnley have the ball in midfield with Delcroix. Muric back to Delcroix again. Zaroury, lovely control. Tries to play an incisive killer ball through to Brune Larsen, but that was never really on. That was eye of the needle stuff, really. Brune Larsen fouls Emerson.
Just having a sort of a poor 2 or 3 minutes the game. Probably been the worst spell of the game so far, Ross, don't you think?
Tottenham down this near side. Brennan Johnson back to Porro. In turn sends it back over halfway. Eventually it finds its way to Davis. They're using the full width of the pitch again. Heel down the line for Kulusevski. Up against Ramsey, twisting and turning. Heel gets involved again. Luminous yellow boots. Tottenham recycle possession. Emerson, bit of an adventurous foray forward from the centre-back. He really is a full-back, but forced to play centre-back. Ball across the face of goal, and it was looked for Richarlison. It's smuggled away at the back by Burnley. Amdouni's definitely getting his shirt pulled by Skip. Referee lets that go. Spurs come again. Johnson just inside the penalty area. Has he overrun that? He has.
Again, another good position, but the cross not good enough.
Charlie Taylor's just gone down. Looks like he may need a bit of treatment. Vincent Kompany deep in conversation with his backroom team. Mike Jackson and Craig Bellamy down there. Charlie Taylor, though, at the moment, Glenn, that's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, he's had a good game, hasn't he? Been up against it, but as you know, with Charlie Taylor, competes well, doesn't he? And gives you everything. He went down, didn't he? He took the quick throw in. I weren't sure whether it happened a few minutes ago, and he had to get up quickly because the throw-in went to Kulusevski quick. And
we can see the cameras already panning onto Amin Al-Dakil, who looks like he's going to be introduced. So how would you see the reshuffle
going off? Could you put Del Quire at left back?
Would seem the obvious move potentially.
Coutinho, he comes to left back. Who would you put on the right? Nah, probably. Yeah, it's hard to tell what's actually wrong with Charlie Taylor there. He's moving okay as he walks off. Let's have a look here. Look, he got back well, and there, look, that's where he went down. His shoulder. Look, he's holding his shoulder, but he had to get up quick because Spurs took a quick throw in, and maybe that was the injury there.
It's going to be a double substitution. Mike Trezor is about to come on as well. We'll wait to see which Burnley player is going to be withdrawn for him. Fresh legs. Maybe he can do something. Yet to score since his move to the Clarets. Brune Larsen wins a header. Still the two substitutes waiting to come on.
So we are down to 10 as well, because we couldn't bring out Dakil on.
65 gone, it remains 0-0, and still the substitutes waiting to come on. Cross comes in towards Brennan Johnson. Big chance, big save by Muric. Johnson hit it into the ground, and Muric watched it all the way, got his body behind it. He's having a decent evening here in North London, Muric, and Burnley looking to counter with Brune Larsen. Needs some support. Ran into traffic.
On his own, no support, Ross, but that's his third volley now. You thought third time lucky for Johnson on the volley.
We've waited so long for this double substitution to happen. It's going to end up being a triple substitution.
Yeah, well, we
Redmond is about to come on as well.
We are down to 10 because we couldn't make the sub for Charlie Taylor, so now we're going to have 3 come on. And Johnson, he's had the shot. Charlie Taylor's left back position.
Vincent Kompany will be absolutely apoplectic if something happens while they're down to 10, as the ball is attempted to be threaded through towards Richarlison. It's cut out at the back. Cleared away towards halfway. Udogie under pressure for Tottenham, but they keep possession. Bentancur slides one and
read it brilliant.
Sweeper keeper Muric puts it out of touch, and surely now we can get these substitutes coming on. Al-Dakil, Redmond and Trezor.
There we go, we've got the volley and the save again. It was kicked into the floor, it was sort of straight at him, but still got to make the save, and yeah, never called it that well.
Ramsey is the first player who is withdrawn. Of course, Taylor has already come off.
Replacing number 3, Charlie Taylor, and number 28, Amin Al-Dakil.
Redmond comes on.
Is that Zaroury off?
Zaroury comes on as well. Throw into Tottenham. Still 0-0. This is a finely poised FA Cup tie for you here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport. No goals, and Burnley very much in this game as Tottenham progress down the left with Heel. Back towards halfway, and Davis. If they could nick a win here tonight, that'd be a huge shot of confidence to come to a team like Tottenham, a team that beat them heavily early in the campaign.
Yeah, and there's definitely an opportunity to nick this, isn't there? Well, it's okay, Spurs controlling the possession, been the better team, but their end product's been so poor, you're not convinced they're going to get one, and so
Tottenham get across in towards Johnson inside the penalty area, who goes down, still clutching his ankle. The referee
we're going to have a look.
May well have a look at this. Johnson wanted something.
Not sure myself, Ross, but we're going to get a view on the monitor.
It was Brownhill who came in with the challenge.
More like a bit of a collision to me, isn't it? He's stuck the foot up. He has sort of kicked the foot, but you can't give that, Ross, can you? I don't know.
I'll wait to see whether or not there will be a VAR check. There is.
There is. I would say no, but I don't know. It's probably one of them. If it's on the halfway line, the referee probably does give him a free kick. We'll see. Seems like it's all right.
And the VAR check is over. Burnley survive. No penalty. Tottenham get the ball out to the left with Heel. Infield he finds Udogie. Back to Heel again. They go back to go forward. Emerson has it for Spurs. Still 0-0. 68 minutes gone. Davis scoops one forward. Muric comes in. Tried to shepherd the ball behind. Spurs fans are howling for a foul.
Penalty, another one, but
it was Kulusevski who was chasing the ball.
Well, as always, we're going to have a look. The ball's gone, hasn't it? And Muric, he just sort of grabs him, does he? He's put the hand in his face. Nah, surely not. It looked a bit pathetic, but the VAR, the fun and games.
Plays back underway. Spurs win a header at the back. It's sent into midfield. Here come Burnley though with Amdouni. On for Trezor, looking for his first Burnley goal. Shapes to shoot, it's blocked, and Toro puts it behind.
Yeah, good block. It was on target, wasn't it? Similar position to what we saw with Richarlison on a couple of occasions in the first half. But Trezor, he called it well, but good defending.
Brownhill's come across as a short option. Trezor with the corner near side for Burnley. Train of players waiting by the penalty spot. Bit of movement inside the Spurs box now. In comes the Burnley corner. Trezor. That straightens the gloves of Bakari, who didn't even have to jump for it. And Spurs with a pacey counter. Richarlison leading the charge. Still going. On for Udogie. Just inside the penalty area, he tries to get a cross in. That's brilliant defending. Cut out by O'Shea.
It's gone the old way as well, Ross. Up for the corner. Quick break. Great defending.
Corner to Tottenham on that far side. The enormous bank away to our right of supporters. All on their feet. They go short to Tottenham. Edge of the area now for Udogie. Porro gets it back.
Muric again.
Yeah, straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Redmond had made a run up towards the halfway line if Muric was feeling ambitious, but I have to say everything that Muric has done tonight, it's been
like
touch wood.
You don't want to criticise James Trafford, but we've seen games where set plays, they've come into the box and we're under so much pressure dealing with it.
Brun Larsen looking to latch onto a long ball. It's headed back towards the goalkeeper. I think the one thing thinking back to some of his previous performances for Burnley, there was a few questions about his distribution, Muric. People tended to get a little bit nervous when the ball was played back to him.
Yeah, giving the ball away in dangerous areas, but on the crossing and balls coming in box, we've looked a lot better, haven't we, from the set plays. Now the delivery from Spurs hasn't been good, it's been as poor as what I've seen, but he gives you, it just looks like bigger, doesn't it? It gives you a bit of that presence.
Aldakil, who's playing in the left back position, takes the throw in. Ball up over halfway, Brun Larsen gives chase. Vincent Kompany's about as animated as I've seen him at a game this season. He knows it's there for Burnley tonight.
There's definitely a game like to steal this. We haven't created many chances. You only need to take one.
Delcroix bobbles one back towards Muric, who needs to take a touch. Under pressure from Richarlison, tries a Cruyff turn and pulls it off. Delcroix under pressure, stabs it towards Aldakil. Living dangerously at the back, Burnley, but they play their way out of trouble. Cullen, left-footed ball out.
We haven't mentioned Aldakil's come on. He's actually gone to left back instead of Charlie Taylor. Isn't Delcroix stayed at centre back?
Coutinho under pressure from Heel. Coutinho pirouettes away from his man. O'Shea up down the line towards Redmond. Lovely magnetic touch from him. Rides a challenge. Cullen had the option to sweep it towards Trezor, didn't put enough weight on the pass, and Spurs come again with Johnson. Tries to get a cross in, Delcroix keeps his knees together, blocks that. And Burnley get the throw. He's not had any goals in it, Glenn, but it's been significantly more entertaining.
Yeah, but end to end at times, both sides desperate for the win. Neither side's playing for the draw, but it's as if the harder they try, the lack of quality in the final third. And Johnson and Richarlison for Spurs, they've probably been at the heart of it, haven't they? So much ball in that final third, and they've done nothing with it.
Heel, edge of the penalty area for Tottenham, challenged by Brownhill. It's forced back, it spins into a bit of space. Heel, still Tottenham pressing forward. Udogie back towards Bentancur, plenty of claret and blue shirts behind the ball. Emerson wide right for Porro. 15 minutes to play here on BBC Radio Lancashire Sport, still 0-0. Of course, this would go to a replay if it remains level at full time. Tottenham with Udogie back towards Bentancur. Again, they try and work their way around the Burnley back line, but it's intercepted by Aldakil. Has options, finds Brun Larsen on the left. He's up against Emerson. Back towards Aldakil.
He's unlucky.
Challenged, and Tottenham get it back. Fulham are already through to round 4. They've beaten Rotherham by a goal to nil. As I mentioned, Brentford and Wolves finished 1-1. Heel goes back towards Davis. There are positives again from this Burnley display. Can they get something from it?
I don't know how he's got away with that, Bentancur, but he has.
Long ball forward, looking for Kulusevski, goes all the way through. It's so difficult to just nudge off the ball, Bentancur.
Yeah, he's got great feet, hasn't he? Great balance, and he's a big player for Spurs. Came back, had the bad injury, was out a long time, was it with the knee, but controls the midfield.
We'll have reaction from Vincent Kompany on our social media later at BBC Lancs Sport on X. You can also have your say before the close of the programme. Give us a text 81333. Start your message with the word Lancs.
Yeah, good break here.
Trezor from the left for Burnley. Marauding run from him. Aldakil tries to join in, but it's over here.
Great opportunity, good situation. That was a good break by us. Coutinho worked it well, Cullen worked it well, but then poor final ball.
Spurs make a change in midfield. It's Højbjerg that comes on for Skip. That's a like-for-like swap, but fresh legs again.
Yeah, both sides making the changes, but unfortunately still no goals for either side. And just get the feeling, 15 minutes to go, Spurs maybe just running out of ideas a bit here, Ross. That's a foul.
Cullen goes down under the tensions of Bentancur, gets a free kick midway inside the Spurs half. Ange Postecoglou, hands in pockets. He came out with a great line in the pre-match press conference. One of the journalists asked him if he pictured himself lifting trophies, and he said, I've got real pictures made.
Yeah, it shows you what the media think about Scottish football. They don't even know it. The English media doesn't even know it exists. But as we know, Ross, it's a different kettle of fish, winning up there and winning down here.
Burnley free kick floated towards the edge of the penalty area. Delcroix sends it towards the penalty spot. Tottenham do clear. They find Kulusevski. He's going to keep the ball in play for Tottenham. Down the right-hand side, Richarlison is arriving. It's going to fall for Højbjerg. Now Richarlison, and in the end it goes into the gloves of the goalkeeper. That could have dropped for Richarlison, didn't quite come off, but Spurs get it back again with Porro. Edge of the penalty area, takes a shot on into the top corner, and that may well have won it. 12 minutes to go here. Pedro Porro with a pile driver for Tottenham. Muric, a spectator, as he fizzed it past him into that far corner. Tottenham 1, Burnley 0.
Well, you felt the way the game was going. I don't know what Richarlison was doing. The ball fell to him in the box. He tried to turn, and it falls into Muric, and that has been his one letdown, hasn't it, Muric? The early throw, and Dooney loses it, and how often have we seen that this season where we have been punished? And I just said Spurs running out of ideas. It was probably going to take something special, and it was.
I think the frustration as well that Amdouni gave the ball away in the build-up.
I don't think it was a good throw from Muric though. He did one in the first half out to that left-hand side and he gave it away. This time, okay, it was Amdouni that lost it, but he had nowhere to go. You just got away with the situation with Richarlison there, like just outside the 6-yard box. The whole crowd was moaning at Richarlison. I'm sat here thinking, thank God it fell for him, because he's having an absolute nightmare. But then 5 seconds later, it's in the top corner.
Yeah, Tottenham make a late breakthrough and put themselves in pole position to go through. Burnley still have time.
Some strike though, Ross.
Coutinho out towards Redmond. Tottenham 1, Burnley 0. They're going to need some late drama to get themselves back into this game. Bentancur, who seems like he's got an extra 2 or 3 seconds on some of the players around him. Burnley get a free kick in midfield.
Yeah, I know it's the FA Cup, so do you want to sort of win? Maybe Muric. If it's in the league, you're away from home. You play for the point. You don't have to rush it. So maybe that's on his mind. I don't know. But yeah, how often have we seen it where you lose it in a dangerous situation and the ball ends up in the back of the net?
Here come Burnley down the right on the far side with Redmond. Ball is wasteful. Any question marks over Muric at all? Is just credit to Porro for the strike?
It's a great strike. No, I blame Muric and Dooney. He lost it. They both take the blame. And Dooney will say, well, what you're doing, France, me there, you don't need to. Just take your time. But like I said, there's a game to be won. It's not the league. There's no points at stake. So maybe that's why Muric, he took the quick throw. I would like to think in a league game here, if it's 0-0, 10 minutes to go, Ross, you don't have to rush that. You take your time.
Bentancur for Tottenham. Goes square to Emerson. Vincent Kompany urging his team to get back into this game. Looks like we're going to get a couple of players coming on. Jamie Donnelly, Dane Scarlett look like they're coming on. Out towards the far side is Heel. Burnley win it back. Redmond has it now. It may well be a triple substitution now. Ryan Sessegnon also looks like he's going to be introduced. Scarlett has just come back from a loan at Ipswich Town. Didn't really get too much game time at Portman Road. Delquire works one out to the far side, but it's too strong for Redmond. Behind him, goes out for a throw-in.
Done all right, Delquire, though, and just deserved the clean sheet, really. Like we said, Muric has done well. I think Delquire, O'Shea at the back, the two centre-backs, and Charlie Taylor, he went off, but El Dakhil's come in, he's playing left-back. Deserved the clean sheet, and it's just a shame. Just that what we've seen a lot this season, people making mistakes, being punished, but you still got to say that was some strike.
The three players coming off are Richarlison, Johnson and Bentancur.
Yeah, could be in trouble now. They're taking Richarlison off.
Scarlett is a forward player.
Yeah, he's got pace, youngster. I saw him when he was on loan at Portsmouth last season. He's got a bit about him. He's probably thinking it can't be any worse than Richarlison anyway.
Brazilian gets a pat on the back from
gets a pat on the back. Ross is just like, I don't know. I'm not a fan, put it that way, and I've seen him tonight, and he's got to be close to the worst player on the pitch, wouldn't he, Richarlison?
Super Glenn, not super impressed with Richarlison.
No. Like I said, I've never been a fan anyway, but you've seen him tonight. Let's see what he does, and yeah, he was half hopeless.
Big price tag, £60 million coming from Everton.
Don't get you a lot, does it?
He's Brazil's number 9.
I know. What's happened to football in the old days? Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, they had in that forward line, and Romario, all the greats, Kurekas, and now they got Richarlison.
6 minutes to go. Tottenham 1, Burnley 0. Claret's in possession with Delquire at the back. On for O'Shea. Closed down by Scarlett. Got luminous pink boots on tonight. Delquire out wide for Al Dakhil. Takes on Heel. Spins into a bit of space. Goes back towards Delquire. Got Vitinho howling for it on the far side. Muric is almost up by the halfway line now, and he does work it out towards Vitinho. Overruns it out for a throw-in. But as you mentioned before, it felt like a game that there was going to be a sniff of a win here. It was never going to be one that they were going to dominate possession for large spells, given the quality that Spurs have got. But there was a window of opportunity, you feel here, maybe.
Yeah, it was a shame Foster went off at half-time. We don't know what happened there, because he gives you that pace on the counter-attack, and we saw at Villa, you only have to get through once and create that one chance, and there was definitely a game to be like nicked, as we say, like the smash and grab, Ross, but
they could still get a replay out of this. 5 minutes to go. Trailing 1-0, but in possession with Vitinho. Spurs get it back. Scarlett over halfway. His fresh legs looking to stretch the Burnley back line. Sessegnon fails to collect on the edge of the penalty area, and Muric gives it away to Heel. Big mistake. Heel finds Sessegnon, tiptoes through, and it's in the end it's a save from Muric, but he presented the opportunity to Heel. In the end, it was laid into the path of Sessegnon, who tried to place it in that corner. Muric diving down to his left, got a big left hand on it.
Well, you said it about 10 minutes ago, didn't you, that he's had a good game, but last season there was a few of those that we got away with, didn't we, in the Championship? He got away with it there.
Heel picks the ball up just inside the penalty area, goes for goal and into the gloves of the goalkeeper. But I think some of the games that Muric had those moments in, you always felt that
heart in your mouth,
that Burnley would probably score 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was the thing. You could afford a mistake here and there, because you were so dominant, but it's not been that way in the Premier League, and all these mistakes have hurt us.
Scarlett for Tottenham goes for goal. It's deflected behind. Again, he went to place it in that same corner. Goes behind for a corner. I think he feels there's a goal here, and some of those Burnley players
that's a shank as well, and that's it. Delquire in the head, that could have gone anywhere. But yeah, the finishing from Spurs, it probably sums it up that the front three for 15 minutes. I'm thinking, I can't see where it's going to come from for Spurs. That's why I thought it was a game to be won. We could have pinched it, and it's the right back that actually scores the goal for them, because none of the front three look capable of doing it.
Is there time? 3 minutes to play. Burnley a goal down. Not dead and buried yet, as the ball is worked out towards the far side, towards Healy. Goes in strongly on Coutinho. Foul committed, as Glenn rightly identified.
Been a few subs as well, so you'd expect 5 or 6, Ross, wouldn't you?
You can see Vincent Kompany gesticulating, get forward. He's doing that big
nothing
arching
to
arm
lose now. Like I said, there's no points, there's no goals difference. It's all about winning or losing. You're either in the cup or you're out, so you might as well go for it, throw men forward, and if Spurs get another, who cares?
Amdouni slips for the umpteenth time tonight.
Yeah,
in a good position.
These pitches, they're firm now, aren't they? And they put so much water on them. Sometimes your foot, if you haven't got the studs right or your boots right, you can have games like this. There's another slip.
Amdouni works it wide left. Trezor cuts it back. Brownhill goes for goal, and it's a side-footed effort, and he puts it behind. There was a foul against Burnley in the build-up, but the referee, Sam Barrett, waved play on.
Yeah, right thing to do, wasn't it? And Brown is coming in, he has bobbled, he's being put under pressure. The Tottenham player just sliding in there. We haven't had many efforts on goal, have we, the second half? As the keeper made a save, I'm just thinking about that one chance in the first half was from Amdouni. Got to score those, because you're not going to get many, but sums up the season. Missed chances and mistakes.
Højbjerg teases it back towards the Spurs goalkeeper Vicario, takes a touch and clears it left-footed out towards Sessegnon. Burnley need possession back. We're approaching the final minute. Still they trail by a goal to nil.
Up front here, get it up there.
Muric sends it forward, and just the drop of the head from Brun Larsen just indicates it was way too strong. How much stoppage time will be added? Do you expect there might be a reasonable amount?
There should be with all the subs. I'm thinking there's someone gone down. Trying to remember.
Højbjerg plays the ball into midfield. Scarlett. Højbjerg again. That's a loose touch from him. Goes out towards. We're looking at the assistant on this near touchline, standing almost shoulder to shoulder with Vincent Kompany.
What are you going for? Well, so I'm going to go 6.
We're going to find out very shortly. Sent back towards Muric. The assistant does put the board up. 7 have been added.
Oh, there you go.
There is time still for Burnley in this cup tie. Delquire launches one forward, but it's away from anyone in claret and blue. Foul from Trezor on this near side. I think on the goal scorer Porro, who just introduced him to the person holding the TV camera. They've got kind of padded around the outside of the base of those cameras, which I think you'll be quite glad of.
There's one. Look, that's what we were talking about. Just over the top and just stamp on the foot.
Vincent Kompany just having a bit of a word with the official. Free kick to Tottenham, 10 yards inside their own half. Played a minute of the 7 that have been added. Long ball forward. It's cleared out a touch for a Burnley throw. Joe Good is coming up next from 10 o'clock here on BBC Radio Lancashire. We've got 4 more FA Cup commentaries to bring you over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Here Burnley a goal down, but in possession at the back with Delquire. Muric on the edge of the D. Into Redmond. Cullen gets foul, gets a bit of a shove in the back from Scarlett. I think he was lucky to get that foul because he was about to be crowded out.
Yeah, here we go. Look, Muric, he's coming out now. If we do get a set play, I have a feeling he's going to be up there, Ross, don't you? But can we even get it up there to get a corner?
Trezor gliding into space. Cullen work wide for Vitinho. Burnley pressing forward late in this game. Vitinho, good position, overhits the cross and it just skips out for a throw in and a real waste.
Yeah, did so well and worked it, didn't he? Went past Sessegnon and you think, just have you got the delivery? But as we've seen on quite a few occasions, for both sides really, the end product hasn't been good.
Throw in for Spurs down by the corner flag, away to our left, near side. Porro, the goal scorer, taking his time over it. Goes short. Trezor wins it back for Burnley. Gets a corner as well. That's a terrific play.
Yeah, there you go. He's up. He's been desperate for the last 5 minutes to do that.
Muric has come forwards. This would be some script. All eyes on the goalkeeper, but the problem is that if this breaks down, Spurs could be in for a second. Corner for Burnley. Muric, the goalkeeper, is up. Headed clear by Tottenham.
Don't lose it.
Cullen under pressure, gets it back towards Vitinho. Muric is scampering back over halfway. Launched forward up towards Brune Larsen. Højbjerg chests it down on this near side. Trezor goes in for a challenge and heals the player that was fouled. Free kick for Tottenham. Again, Vincent Kompany very animated on the touchline. We've played almost 4 minutes of the 7. We've been added. Emerson clips one forward. Lofted ball, repelled away by Burnley at the back, but Tottenham get it back with Kulusevski. Wide right is Heel. Goes back towards Porro. Given away by Tottenham. Redmond sends it forward for Brune Larsen. Has he got the pace to get there? No, it's a covering challenge by Davis.
That's the difference if you add Foster on. He's your outlet, isn't he? He's your pacing behind, and we haven't had that. Larsen, that's not his game, getting in behind people.
Delcroix wide left for Trezor, fails to control it and it goes out of touch, and Vincent Kompany is playing ball boy now. He was already thinking about what he was trying to do next.
Yeah, it happens to us all. Under the foot and out of play.
Porro with the throw in, 10 yards inside the Spurs half, near side. Down the line for Scarlett. Aldakil wins it. It's bobbling around in midfield. Spurs send it out towards Sessegnon on the far side. Keeps the ball in play, has he? No. The assistant gets the flag up. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. 95th minute. It's gone back towards Muric, away to our right. He's dribbling out of his penalty area. Now Delcroix just shy of halfway. Lofted ball forward. Brune Larsen lurking on the shoulder. Aldakil is appealing.
He's trying to get the foul, wasn't he, Porro? But I might have given it to him.
It's a throw for Burnley. Near side, level with the penalty area. Aldakil looks for Brownhill. It's repelled away by Tottenham. And they bring it forward.
Break on.
Kulusevski on for Sessegnon. Deep in stoppage time. Takes on his man and
brilliant.
Vitinho gets in the way. We've got 1 minute of stoppage time remaining. Vitinho's got a free kick. He's gone down holding his head.
Did really well, didn't he? Had to get back. Sessegnon, it was a good break. He was away, and Vitinho, his pace, the athleticism to get back and make the challenge and then win the free kick as well. I'm surprised the goalkeeper isn't getting someone to take this and him getting up there.
Long ball forward. Trezor's onto it. Deep in stoppage time. Cut back. Delcroix shoots his block. Big chance for Burnley. That could have been the leveller. Goes behind for a corner. We've only got 20 seconds of the stoppage time remaining.
Muric is up again. I don't know what happened there, but it was a long ball from Muric, and like Trezor, he was away. I don't know whether there was a bit of a collision and someone fell over, but how easy was that to get in there?
Redmond is going to leave it for Brownhill. Corner on the far side, this is it. Goalkeeper is up.
Last chance.
We're in the 98th minute. Goalkeeper is up for this corner, in it goes. Amdouni with a little flick. Scorpion flick, puts it behind. It was Muric that
with a flick on.
Won the header. Amdouni managed to get some kind of connection on it, and he's put it behind.
I've got to see this again. I was expecting, was it offside? Was the flag going to go up? Let's have a look. No, he's onside. He's just inside the 6-yard box, and he's put it over.
And that was the last action of the game. So close to a leveller. Muric won that flick on inside the penalty area, and Amdouni put it behind from close range with the ball just dropping behind him. Burnley go out of the FA Cup in the third round, but how do you think Vincent Kompany will reflect on that performance?
Well, I don't think Spurs really deserve to win it, but we've been punished again. Ross, all season this has happened, where we miss chances and then you're in the game, someone makes a mistake, and it's not just Muric or Amdouni. This has been throughout the team. Everyone's done it, and then you end up getting punished. Now, it was some strike. It wasn't as if we put it on a plate for Spurs, but Porro, fantastic effort into 25-yard dipper into the top corner, and then you think that's probably going to be game over, but there, just a little mad scramble at the end, a couple of opportunities, and the one for Amdouni. Muric, of all people, he's gone up. We mentioned it. He's going to go up again. Can we get one more set play? Corner comes in, he flicks on, and Amdouni. I'm not saying it was easy, but in the context of a game, to stay in the cup, it's a great chance.
Yeah, superb strike has settled this tie. The Burnley players go over towards their supporters on that far side, but they are out of the FA Cup. It's finished Tottenham 1, Burnley 0.
Glenn Little, I can't believe that chance so late on, and why he's taken it the way he has. He's got all the time in the world to finish that.
Maybe a side foot, and I don't know, happened so quick. I don't know. Look, Muric flicked on. Whether he didn't see it till late, I don't know. I'm thinking, was it that easy? Look, I was looking for the linesman's flag to go up, and then it never knows onside. You see it on the monitor, and yeah, to stay in the FA Cup, you got to score them, and that's two. There wasn't many chances for us in the game. We didn't create a lot, but both those two great chances, one in the first half and one right at the death there, we could have nicked a draw, and Spurs, I think, got out of jail there tonight. Probably didn't deserve to go through. Replay, it looked to me as though I was thinking this is going to be 0-0, Andy, but again, it's individual errors and it's costing the game.
He said it was the best possible cup tie. What will he have learnt from this?
Yeah, I said, Andy, didn't I, that you're not going to lose any sleep going out tonight. The Premier League is more important. You've got to stay up, and that Luton game, that's big. You don't want to replay. So in some ways, maybe Amdouni, did he want to replay? But it's just, he'll be encouraged by the performance, because there was a lot of fight and a lot of spirit, character out there. But we know it's all about the points, Andy. So you've come here, look, you've had a go. Could have got a draw, you haven't. But that Luton game's massive, biggest game of your season. You need to win that, the turf. Have a bit of a break, and then who was it? Man City at the Etihad.
Yeah, no problem.
Doesn't get any easier. There's some contrast, isn't it? Luton at the turf, Man City at the Etihad.
Yeah, some really big games coming up, and then when they come back from that, Fulham at home as well. Without Foster's second half, Glenn, it's one shot on target all night for Burnley.
Yeah.
And that's the story of where they are right now, isn't it?
Yeah, struggling to create the chances, and when they do, they just can't seem to take them, and that's been a problem. It's been the problem the whole season, and it's compounded by those mistakes as well, the individual errors that end up in the back of the net. So it's at both ends, and that's been the story, hasn't it? It hasn't changed. We said it those first 3 or 4 games, people making mistakes. It's carried on into October, November, December. We start January now. I'd rather that mistake cost you in a cup than if we come here in the league towards the end of the season and you might need a point to stop at 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. You'd rather sort of get the 0-0 in the league. So if you're going to make a mistake, okay, it's cost you in the cup. The points are what matters, Andy. You're back to the Premier League now, and you have to stay up to get that Premier League money. We spent a lot of money in the summer. And
certainly.
Yeah, the way you get that back is by staying in the Premier League and getting another 150, 160 million.
Thanks, Glenn, and thanks to Ross Heaton. We will do it all again tomorrow, folks. Loads of live football. Join us on 104.5 FM from 12:15. Late Night Joe's next.
At 10 with the BBC News, I'm Anna Preston.